Hello and welcome to AITPM News. Wendover Productions say that they are all about explaining how our world works. They produce videos on a wide range of subjects from travel to economics to geography to marketing and more. They say that every video will leave you with a little better understanding of our world. One of their videos is titled How to Fix Traffic Forever, an optimistic title. The 11-minute long video, with an ad at the front and at the end, which is fair enough, covers 5 subjects from derived demand to shared zones. There are some good points about not building roads to reduce congestion, that lane metering has proved to be successful, citing one situation, and shared zones are being widely adopted. My only concern is that it appears to make all-encompassing conclusions, such as roundabouts are better than other intersections. I would at least add, in many cases, but not all. Now, in the modern media, you cannot go through the equivalent of a 4-year course to cover all the details. But how should we participate in this type and style of communication? The information they present is, to my mind, simplistic, but making it overlong and complex is not the answer. Perhaps one 10-minute video on the good and bad points of roundabouts and some of the features of the latest designs might be a good start for community groups, schools and tertiary students in planning and engineering subjects. We need to progress our approach and our involvement. A link to the Wendover video is available on our website. The HERE Mapping Company have had a strong presence at AITPM national conferences and will again have a trade show and sponsor one of the presentation streams at the 2017 event. The importance of mapping is a critical issue, particularly with autonomous cars. Very accurate maps will mean that autonomous cars will know the precise dimensions and layout of the roads and lanes on which they are travelling. HERE is the first company to link with a variety of car companies. They are integrating data from millions of Audi, BMW and Mercedes-Benz cars, with the fleet size expected to grow during 2018 and beyond as they expand the number of commercial vehicles from which they gather conventional probe data. The value of this data is not just for plotting the permanent road system. Real-time, up-to-date data can be invaluable for temporary road closures, like road maintenance or even grass cutting. Rather than just submit a written application detailing what they are proposing to do, a maintenance company could submit a digital layout of specific road layout changes, which would then have to be implemented with great accuracy and would be passed on to car control systems. The AITPM conference in 2017 will be held on the 16th and 17th of August in Melbourne, with a cocktail party on the night of the 15th and workshops and tours on the 18th of August. As a step towards autonomous vehicles, adaptive cruise controls allows cars to change their speed according to the vehicle in front of them. Initially, this would just reduce the power to the engine when a car approached the back of another on an open highway. This has now progressed to the point where some cars will apply the brakes if necessary, and vehicles can drive through even city conditions without the driver having to touch the brake or accelerator, as long as they are not the first car approaching a red light at traffic signals. Now, Oregon-based connected vehicle data analytics company, Connected Signals, has announced the public release of the digital intersection stop line data. This gives the precise location at which drivers are expected to stop when encountering red lights. The company has also developed a patent-pending visual traffic signal detection system that is capable of finding traffic lights and determining the status as you approach in your particular direction. And its Enlighten smartphone traffic signal countdown application is currently being piloted in Oregon in partnership with BMW. One of the significant developments in transport modelling has been an increase in the amount of data that are available. But are the data helping us to gain the understanding we need to model what might happen in the short and long term? Lewis Pilo Williamson is an international expert in modelling who has worked on projects all over the world. He is one of the keynote speakers at the upcoming AITPM National Conference.
We have a lot of data coming from other sources, but it's a very non-intelligent type of data. It's all the data we generate with the electronics we use every day. We use smart cards to pay for public transport, and the public transport operator gathers a lot of data of where validations have taken place, at what time, in what direction, and so on. And that's a very rich data set. But it doesn't tell us anything about what is behind those choices. So we are in a very interesting world in which we have abundance of data, which is not very rich in behavioral content, and really a scarcity of behavioral data. But in particular, we understand very little about how this behavioral that we observe today in 2017 is going to change, for example, when autonomous vehicles come along, or when we have Amazon delivering things by drone 2 hours after we order them. And these are going to be things that are going to change our behavior. They're going to change the things we want to do. And that is something that is very difficult to model.
PILO is looking closely at the human factors in transport decision-making, including the reasons why we change our minds in regard to our travel choices. A link to the AITPM National Conference can be found on their website. One of the papers at the 2017 AITPM National Conference is by John Reid from AusTraffic, and it is titled, "Where Are We on the Scale of Data Information, Knowledge and Wisdom?" Richard Hanslip, who is an AITPM Life member, has read the paper. His first reaction was,
very powerful, allegorical, thought-provoking message about big data and looking at it in a somewhat different and extended way.
The first part of the paper emphasises the need to know exactly what you are collecting and how important it is to spend time to clean the data.
The big data process, it should cover rigorous checking but particularly responsibility to provide clean data that leads to an understanding of the problems rather than just simply creating lots of output with very, very simple solutions. John's paper has a very strong sort of sub-theme regarding mentoring and upskilling of staff, both of the data providers like AusTraffic and government departments, rather than simply managing production of heaps of data for quick answers. It is leading to deeper understanding by looking at just more than where the peaks of the graphs and the bottom of the graphs are over time. I mean, it's much more than that. One that can lead to sort of errors in interpretation, but it doesn't lead to wise outcomes, as I think John is postulating in this paper of his.
The AITPM website has the full program for the National Conference, and papers will be posted nearer the event.